And
Debbie's really good at reviving relationships. I'm really good at it.
I think when you're grateful for things, it lets out this positivity, this energy, and then you attract what you put out there.
Law
Positive
of
things.
attraction.
I believe in law of attraction.
I believe it too. Because we're like electricity.
Yeah, energy.
Flowing in
totally.
energy in a body, you know what I mean?
We're floating on a piece of rock in endless space.
Weird.
Fucking weird, okay?
Fucking weird.
But we just accepted it and like it's nothing, and we're just like, well, we just gotta survive to live and live to survive and just gotta make that money and then die. Like,
no,
man,
there's something magical happening.
We're on a floating fucking rock in endless space. Get that in your head.
What if we found out space was just like a molecule on a water droplet in another
dimension,
bigger universe or whatever?
On someone's sweat, you
know? Yes, exactly like that.
It's just a sweat gland, you know? Like, it's just God, and we're just it's there's so many things,
like a giant being's ball sack.
Maybe we're on someone's ball sack. You know that?
Who knows?
Yeah, and we're just
who knows?
Anytime there's an earthquake, they're scratching their ball sack.
Yeah. Or having sex.
Having sex, you know? Get it, world. Get it, universe.
It is God.
Doing her thing, man. Yeah, it's again, I think life is, there's so much possibilities, and it's when you allow yourself, get out of your own way and allow yourself to think about those possibilities and accept those possibilities. Do they happen? And also letting people around you and letting the world know what you want, what you really need, and what you want to make yourself happy. Because if you just keep it inside and don't do anything about it, nothing's gonna happen. If I didn't reach out to my old friend a year ago, nothing would have happened. I don't think he would ever reach out. I think he would just oh, c'est la vie, it is what it is. And I could have done the same, but I made this conscious decision to reach out, just like I did with our friendship.
I mean, this podcast wouldn't be even possible if you didn't reach out. And then me responding back.
It takes two.
This would never happen.
This would have never happened. And
we would never get to any of our episodes, let alone our 40th episode.
Our 40th episode, by the way, people.
I mean, we have 2 pages now. When I'm uploading our stuff on Captivate and stuff, there's 2 pages now. You have to go down and skip to the next page. And I'm just dude, Joseph, we have 2 pages of content now.
It's crazy. It's wild, but it's wild. I couldn't ask for a better person to get on this roller coaster with me, you know? This is such a great ride, and it has been so fulfilling and soul opening, you know? It's just to have a place and have a person, a regular face, somebody that I know so well, from my childhood to and even viewers, even strangers, people we don't know, listening in, and but to be able to have I feel like it's a safe space, you know? Even if we say some crazy shit, even when we do some weird things or say some weird things, I still feel like this is a safe space for us to be authentically ourselves and to talk things out, to understand each other's perspective, and to hopefully people. Yeah, I mean, I guess what everyone says is listening to 2 friends talk, and they're just in on the conversation, and they're Greg and Donna, they're it's catching up with you guys, and it's great. And yeah, I just again, I'm so glad that you came up with this idea to just do it, and I'm yeah, let's do it. I said yes to it, and I said yes to it. I'm glad that we took that leap of just let's just try it and see what happens.
Yeah.
And I think it's helped us both, you know? So I'm just really thankful for you, Liz. It's just...
I'm very thankful for you too, Debbie. Really.
Yeah. It's again.
I'm so glad you said yes.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked.
Because if you said yes, I would make you still do it. I'd be like, I know you said no, but you're gonna do this with me.
Again, that I mean, to make things happen, it especially with two people, like it's a two-way street, right? And as long as both parties are comfortable and are open to the idea, it's like there's so many things you can do, together. Like two is better than one, right? Like the power of two, and like it's just like you're again like. I've told Donna, but this like there's just something about you, Liz. It's just this childlike innocence. This childlike innocence that's like this like it really is like no matter even though like I know you're not innocent, but you know what I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying. But I'm like there's this childlike just spark in you that will never die. It's just like you. It's like
it's me.
It's you, and it's like this.
I can't help it.
You can't help it, but it's like it's so refreshing. It's so rejuvenating, and it's like to be around you. It really energizes me. It really helps me ground me and like make me so grateful and continue my gratitude. Like continue like damn, Liz is cool. Like Liz is such a cool friend to have. And like.
It's only because you've accepted me, Debbie.
I know, but there's so much. I mean, like no, like there's you're such an incredible person. But I understand when you're that kind of person, you'll attract all kinds of people.
Oh yeah.
From some hoodlums, from all walks of life, because people gravitate towards that. Like who wouldn't want like that, And so I get it, but I get when you had your boundaries, you had your things that were that as you got older had to cut off, certain moments had to like draw those boundaries because you were drained.
I was
disrespected, whatever, like whatever.
You have to be really careful in who you surround yourself.
Allow yourself.
It's true
because they can turn against you and
they can suck the life out of you,
turn your vulnerabilities against you, and like make you feel shitty.
Honestly, there was I'm just like getting back into photography, like you and me, we've been kind of just exploring, just kind of like and just having fun around the whole thing, being creative, photography. But like there has been people around me where they suck. Like I did do photography. I had a love for it, and then I work with them, and they just totally suck that love out of like being creative and like photography. And it's just, when we first started doing this and we're taking pictures, like I was kind of struggling with it. Like I didn't want to see myself in front of the camera. It was really like hard for me, but I was like, you know what? I need to get over this fear. Like, how much longer am I going to let them have power over me?
Yes.
They're not even here and they have power over me. Yeah. Like, fuck that. You know what I mean? Like,
totally.
So again, like from my journey, like I just learned to be very careful about who I hang out with. And it's got to be people where you feel revived, rejuvenated, that you want to live and move on and be creative. You got to feel energized after you meet that person. Just be like, hey, I can't wait to meet them next week, because it's just this ongoing beautiful exchange.
Yes.
It's mutual. We respect one another, and it's
totally.
That's what a friendship is.
It really is.
It's really respect.
It's respect, and it's this understanding and acceptance.
Yeah, and
of who we are.
Exactly, and
the bad and the good.
Yeah, and if there's a problem, we talk it out because we respect one another. It's not like bash on that person
and not listening.
And not listening. Like it's just like it's immature.
It's immature, and we're getting too old for like that stuff. But some people never learn how to communicate like properly with other people because their pride gets in the way.
Yeah.
And it's what they only know.
A lot of big egos.
A lot of big egos and everything.
Like I'm this, I'm that, I've done this.
I'm right.
I'm
You're
right.
wrong.
And it's just
my feelings are more valid than yours. Like,
exactly.
What really is what you're saying.
And honestly, it just shows that they need to sort a lot of shit out too. And it's not your job to help them sort it out all the time. You could do only so much.
You can only do so much, but then you end up getting burned.
Yeah. And Debbie's really good at reviving relationship. I'm really good at it. An ebook coming soon.
Ebook coming soon. We'll write how to revive and how to end. But how to end toxic relationships.
Yes, toxic
how to revive good ones.
Yeah, and how to identify it, if it's worth it or not.
It's worth it or not. Yeah, exactly. That's a bestseller right there.
I would fucking read that. You know what I mean?
That's a good seller. That's a great title,
dude. If we just like, yeah, I
how to end toxic.
Definitely. I mean, I would pay $1.50 for that.
Totally. No, it's two sides of the same coin. You know, like it's just trying to like. I mean, friendships and relationships. It's all communication. You know, but it's all about like what's most important is understanding, you know, and putting pride aside and just trying to understand, and even if it's one way, you know, like it's tough, but like if you give in and get angry and let them occupy your mental space, and then they win. But as soon as you let go and like, hey, I wish them the best, but I know that person's just not good for me in my life.
Yeah, it's not healthy.
It's not healthy.
Yeah.
But
especially
I wish
if
them the best, and that's it.
Yeah, especially when like you know this is a sign when you should let it go. Is like I kept like there was a lot of traumatic events happening and like in the friendship. And there was times where I just kept on playing in my head in the shower. You know, the shower's supposed to be like a relaxing space. You know, you let your mind just kind of like relax.
Oh, totally.
But it kept on replaying in the shower when I'm trying to relax. And it was torture just being in the shower to bathe myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just like you, like so loud.
Totally.
And I was just like, I gotta fucking end this. This is so not healthy for me. You know, I don't like, it's to the point where like, I don't care anymore about how they're doing. It's like, I gotta save myself.
Yeah.
First, like you said, like loving yourself first. And I honestly think like, if anyone is listening to this and they're just like in a toxic friendship or relationship, it's like, when you're supposed to be the most relaxed and you have this like loop, this negative loop just like playing in your head and you're just disabled by it, you need to check yourself. Check yourself
and be proactive. And as painful as it might be to end something,
it was hard.
To end and let go of somebody because you like to please people, you want to be liked,
you want to be a loyal friend,
you all these things, but you're like, but it's eating you alive. That's not a friendship. That's just a toxic relationship. And it's like, life is, and I've mentioned this many times, like life is short. You need to surround yourself with good people that you trust, people that you feel safe with. Yeah. That you feel safe to be vulnerable with.
And not just like, oh, I used to feel safe with them and they're treating me shit like now, but I used to be safe and happy with it. No, that's not an excuse.
Don't compare to the past. Don't hold on to the past. Like, well, they've always been good to me. Like, those
because
good
that's
times.
Why I was being loyal. It's because like, they looked out for me. They did this for me. They gave me lots of gifts. And you know what I mean? You want to be loyal to them.
Yeah.
And it was just like, they weren't understanding my situation. And they were just not hearing me and disrespecting me. Like, I've had this person condescending saying like, you're nothing without me. Ooh. You can't make shit without me.
Yeah.
And that hit me heavy, but I was just like, I thank God I had the courage to be like, this is done. Like, I am deleting your number.
Yeah.
You are blocked. You will never have contact with me. I don't care what you send, what gifts you send, whatever try.
It's kind of manipulative.
Yeah.
For sure.
So like, I'm done playing your game, you know? And
that takes courage.
It was so hard.
That takes
because
courage.
They're so intertwined with your life and how you make a living. It's just scary to walk away from there, but it was just like
the sense of control over you.
Yeah.
And they think I own you.
Yeah, and they fucked up so many times too, but when I talked to them, they did not do anything wrong.
Yeah, they don't address
I'm the one, like,
You're
what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, look at you. Like, how can you look like that? How you dress like that? Like, you're sloppy. Like,
oof.
You know what I mean? It's just like Like, damn, like just because you think you look good all the time and you're put together doesn't mean your inside, your soul is clean and neat and stuff like
Nah,
that.
your
You know what I
soul is
mean?
sloppy.
Yeah, sloppy and dark
Sloppy.
as fuck. You know what I
Totally.
mean? And it's just like, how can you forget when that person's been there for you at your darkest time? Like, been on the phone with you
Yeah.
for hours while you're crying and stuff. And you're just like,
And treat them like that.
and then you would treat that other person like that,
Yeah.
like abusively. It's
Yeah.
just like, it's tough to walk away because like when you are a loyal person but you're also going through your personal shit that you have to handle,
Yeah.
it gets so messy.
It gets messy, but you're like, fuck this mess, man.
Yeah, I was starting to
So-
feel like their slave or something.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, because I was just being so nice and stuff, and it's just like, you just need to walk away.
You have to.
Block their number,
Block
delete
everyone,
their
walk away,
number, move on.
Move on. Totally.
Move on. Because friendships aren't like that. Because
No.
this friendship works because we have like respect for one another. We have a deep respect for
We
one
have a
another.
good foundation.
Yeah, and if we have a problem, we understand it. Use our words and listen most of the time.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy. Like, this is real friendship.
It really is. It really is. And man, I'm so glad we have it. I'm so glad we made it through our vegan cake chocolate drama.
Yeah.
Listen to the last episode,
Yeah,
episode
listen to the
39, if you
yeah.
want to know what I'm talking about. But what almost broke our friendship, but not
Yeah.
really.
Oh my
But
god.
not really. But like Liz thought it broke our friendship, but it didn't. But whatever.
So good.
But clearly it didn't. But
No, it didn't.
yeah, it's so great to look back to how far we've come and how far we've grown.
Yeah. Yeah.
How far we've grown.
Yeah.
And like
So grateful for it.
apart and together now. You know, like, and I just feel like I'm so much more at peace with myself because of our friendship, because of this podcast.
Me too,
Because of
man.
just like being ourselves and just listening and everything. And I mean, yeah. I mean, you know everything about me, Liz. You know, like my inner workings and everything. And like, even with this podcast, like, it's just brought us even closer.
Yeah, I agree. Because we've always been creative together. We've done projects when we were younger and we did good. Like, people, like, our projects were being noticed. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
not to brag, but we're bragging.
But
we're bragging.
honestly, we work really well together.
We do.
And we just really excel when we have projects together. You know? And I mean, that doesn't mean if this podcast was done, we would still be really tight.
Yeah, we'd still be tight, and we don't need the podcast to maintain this friendship now.
But it has helped. Definitely.
And like, whatever happens with the podcast, like, I'm always gonna remember this as like a time that we like just grew and grown and
it's
connected
like
again,
connected and
really
transformation. I feel like
totally transformational and everything, and just it's just something that I'm again grateful for, and I never want to take this for granted because, you know, like, who knows what's gonna happen in a year? Like, who knows what's that? Like, you get busy, I get busy, like, stuff happens, you know, and I totally get that and I understand that. So like, let's take a moment and just like enjoy this. Like, we're just here in your room, just like on this bed and just like
playing around. You
know?
Just
like, playing around, like, just jiving and just talking and sharing. Exchanging our stories and our emotions and our highs and lows, our ups and downs, and celebrating and crying and just everything, you know. It's just this is our baby, you know, our Mooncakes podcast. This is like our baby that we're putting in the world, and like letting people know to take away from this podcast, like, what this podcast is about. Yeah, we like to be silly. Yeah, we like to be funny. Like, I hope they understand, like, this podcast is our friendship. It's sweet. It's sometimes bitter. It's funny. It's crude at times, but like
a perfect word.
It's everything, and it's multifaceted. It's just, it has so many dimensions to it, and it's just us, just me and you, our mics, and these listeners, who's ever listening, and just yeah, it's an incredible thing, and I'm just again grateful and happy to be here in this moment with you and sharing this moment with you on this floating rock.
Thank you. Yeah.
On this floating rock possibly on someone's ball sack.
Yeah.
Yeah.